I do not like to travel alone. It always makes me feel scared, especially at night. But that day, I had no choice. I work in an office, and I had to do overtime. The work took a long time. When I finally finished, it was already 11:30 at night. The streets were dark and empty. I got into my car and started driving towards my home. My eyes felt tired, and my body was very heavy from the long day. I drove slowly on the quiet road. There were no other cars around. The lights from the street lamps were dim. Suddenly, I saw a man standing on the side of the road. He raised his hand and asked for a lift. I felt nervous. I do not like picking up strangers, especially so late. But he looked like he needed help. I stopped the car. The man was very tall and strong. He had broad shoulders and looked powerful. He was wearing a thick jacket and an old cowboy hat that covered part of his face. His clothes looked old and dirty. I opened the door a little and asked him, "Where do you want to go?" He said in a low voice. "The graveyard." When I heard that, I felt very uncomfortable. Who goes to a graveyard at this time of night? My heart started beating fast. But I did not want to show my fear. I told him to sit in the back seat. He got in quietly. I started driving again. The inside of the car felt cold now. I could see him in the mirror. He sat still and did not say anything. I tried to make small talk to feel less scared. "Why are you going to the graveyard so late?" I asked. He did not answer properly. He just said, "I have some work there." His voice was deep and rough. I noticed something shining in his jacket pocket. It looked like a big knife. My hands started shaking on the steering wheel. I drove faster, hoping to reach the graveyard soon and drop him off. The road to the graveyard was lonely. There were trees on both sides, and their shadows looked like monsters in the dark. No street lights were there. I kept looking at the mirror again and again. The man was staring out the window. He did not move much. I thought about my family at home. They must be waiting for me. I wished I had left the office earlier. Why did I do so much overtime? After some time, we reached the graveyard. It was an old place with broken walls and many graves. The gate was open. I stopped the car near the entrance. "We are here," I said. The man opened the door and started to get out. As he moved, a small paper card fell from his pocket. It landed on the seat. He did not notice it. I picked it up to give it back to him. Before handing it over, I read what was written on it. My eyes grew wide. It had strange symbols and words. It said he was a Satanist. These people perform human sacrifices. They do bad rituals in the night. They believe in dark powers and hurt people. When I read this, I felt deep trauma. My body froze for a second. This man was dangerous. I quickly threw the card out of the car window. I did not want to touch it anymore. "Here is your stop," I said in a hurry. The man took his time getting out. He looked at me with cold eyes. I did not wait. As soon as he closed the door, I pressed the accelerator and drove away fast. My heart was pounding like a drum. I was breathing heavily. The graveyard looked scary behind me. I wanted to reach home as soon as possible. After driving a little distance, I looked back in the rearview mirror. The tall man was still standing there. He was staring at my car. His eyes followed me even from far away. He did not move. He just stood like a statue and watched. That stare gave me more fear. It felt like he was memorizing my car number or my face. I drove even faster. The road was bumpy, but I did not care. I wanted to get far from that place. I kept thinking about the card. Satanists and human sacrifices. Why did I pick him up? I should have said no. Now my mind was full of bad thoughts. What if he follows me? What if he knows where I live? I checked the mirror many times. No one was behind me. The road was empty. But that staring face stayed in my mind. When I reached home, it was very late. My family was sleeping. I quietly went inside and locked all doors and windows. I could not sleep that night. Every small sound made me jump. I kept seeing the tall man in the cowboy hat with the big knife. I saw the graveyard and that paper card. The words, human sacrifices, repeated in my head. The next day at the office, I told my friends about it. They said I was lucky to escape. Some laughed and said it might be my imagination because I was tired. But I know what I saw. That man was real. His strong body, the knife, the destination, and that card were all real. I decided never to travel alone at night again. I will finish work on time or take a friend with me. Even now, when I drive on that road, I remember everything. I feel uncomfortable. I check my mirrors all the time. That one night changed how I think about strangers. It taught me to be careful. Life can be dangerous, and we must listen to our inner voice. If something feels wrong, it probably is. I still do not like to travel alone. And I will never forget that tall stranger, his old cowboy hat, and the way he stared at my car from the graveyard. That night gave me trauma that is hard to forget. I hope I never meet such a person again. I was driving my car late at night through the jungle. The road was small and dark. There were no street lights. Only my car headlights showed the way. Tall trees stood on both sides of the road. It was very quiet. I could hear only the sound of my car engine. I felt a little scared, but I had to reach the next town before morning. I kept driving slowly. Suddenly, I heard a loud scream. It was a woman. She was shouting, "Help! Please help me!" The voice came from the trees on the left side. My heart started beating fast. Who was she? Why was she in the jungle at night? I stopped the car. I thought for a moment. Should I go and see? It could be dangerous. But she needed help. I could not leave her alone. I took my big torchlight from the back seat. It was very powerful. I switched it on and the bright light cut through the darkness. I got out of the car. The air was cool and wet. Leaves and small branches were under my feet. I walked slowly into the jungle. "Hello? Where are you?" I shouted. The woman screamed again. "Help! I am here! Save me!" I walked towards the sound. But the more I walked, the voice seemed to go farther away. That was strange. I stopped and listened carefully. Then I heard it again, a little to the right now. I changed direction and walked faster. The jungle was thick. Big leaves touched my face. I could hear insects making noise. My torchlight showed shadows of trees and bushes. I felt my legs shaking a little. What if it was a trap? But the woman sounded so scared. I had to help her. I kept going deeper. "I am coming!" I shouted back. The voice answered, "Hurry! Please hurry!" But again, it felt like she was moving away from me. This was not normal. My mind started thinking bad things, but I pushed those thoughts away. I walked for about 10 minutes. My shoes were dirty with mud. Sweat was on my face even though the night was cool. The torchlight moved left and right as I looked around. Then I saw something. Up on a tall tree, there was a woman. She was sitting on a thick branch. She had a small baby in her arms. The baby was quiet. The woman looked at me with big eyes. Her hair was long and messy. Her clothes were old and torn. She held the baby tightly. I felt relieved at first. I had found her. "Madam, are you okay? How did you get up there?" I asked. I pointed the torchlight carefully so it did not hurt her eyes. She looked down at me. For a second, everything was silent. Then she did something I did not expect. She laughed. It was a loud, strange laugh. Not like a happy laugh. It was cold and scary. Her eyes were wide open and she laughed more. The baby did not move or cry. That made me feel very bad inside. My body froze for a moment. Why was she laughing? She was asking for help just now. This was wrong. Fear came over me like a cold wave. I remembered old stories about ghosts in the jungle. People said strange things lived in these deep forests. My hands started shaking. The torchlight moved up and down. She kept laughing. The sound echoed between the trees. It was not a normal woman's laugh. It felt evil. I did not wait another second. I turned around fast. My foot slipped on wet leaves, but I did not fall. I ran back towards the road. Branches hit my arms and face. I did not care. I just wanted to reach my car. Behind me, the laughing continued. It became louder and louder. "Help!" she shouted again, but then she laughed more. I ran faster. My heart was pounding like a drum. I could hear my own heavy breathing. The jungle felt alive and dangerous now. Every shadow looked like something moving. I kept the torchlight in front of me. Finally, I saw the road. My car was there. The headlights were still on. I reached the car door, opened it quickly, and jumped inside. I locked all the doors. My hands were wet with sweat. I started the engine. It roared to life. Without looking back, I pressed the accelerator and drove away fast. The car moved quickly on the small road. Trees passed by like dark walls. I looked in the mirror many times. No one was following. But I still felt scared. The woman's laugh was still in my ears. Who was she? Why did she laugh? Was the baby real? These questions filled my mind. I drove for a long time without stopping. The jungle slowly became thinner. More open land appeared. I reached a small village after 1 hour. There were some lights and houses. I stopped the car near a tea shop that was open late. My body was tired. I got out and drank a hot cup of tea. The shop owner asked me, "Sir, you look scared. What happened?" I told him the whole story. He listened carefully. Then he said, "Many people have heard that scream in the jungle. No one knows what it is. Some say it is a ghost of a woman who lost her child long ago. Others say it is something bad that tricks people. You did the right thing by running away. Never go back there at night." His words made me feel a little better but still worried. I thanked him and sat in my car again. I continued my journey. The sky was starting to get light in the east. Morning was coming. I thought about the woman on the tree again and again. Her laugh would not leave my mind. I decided I would never drive through that jungle at night. It was too dangerous. From that day, I changed my travel plans. If I had to go that way, I always went in the daytime with other people. The memory stayed with me. It taught me one important lesson. In dark places, not everything that asks for help is what it seems. Sometimes, it is better to be safe than sorry. I still drive at night sometimes, but I am more careful now. And I always carry my big torch light. That night changed how I look at the world. The jungle is beautiful in the day but full of mysteries at night. I do not know if it was a real woman or something else. But I am glad I escaped safely. Now, when I tell this story to my friends, they listen with open mouths. They say I was brave to go inside but smarter to run away. I agree with them.